As the snow on the mountains begin to fade and the rivers and creeks swell, new life can be seen throughout the forest. Today's festivities at the village are especially joyous. People from all around have gathered to welcome a new champion. Kneeling in the center of the stage at Town Square is Launa. In front of her stands Mr. Adoy, an obviously proud smile on his weathered face. You have come to my home for many moons now. I have trained your body and fed your mind to strengthen your spirit. I have no more to teach you, but life still holds many lessons. On this day, it is my honor to release you into your duty as defender of the people. Do you pledge to follow the tenets of the warrior? As Luna's emerald eyes meet the master's, a tear runs down her smile-creased cheek.
Master, I do pledge to observe the tenets of the warrior. Courtesy, modesty, integrity, self-control, perseverance, and indomitable spirit. I promise to respect my instructors and seniors. I will never misuse my art. I will stand as a champion of freedom and justice in order to build a more peaceful world.
The master wraps around her shoulders an azure cloak as blue as the deepest lake. It is emblazoned with the image of a giant willow tree. He fastens it with a star-shaped silver brooch, the badge of her new office. Rise then, warrior! Turning to the crowd, Master Adoy announces, Who I present to you now is no longer the naive girl I met so long ago. Behold the wizened woman who would rise and stand as a champion against the darkness. A cheer rises from the crowd that can be heard to the mountaintops. Feasting and dancing goes late into the night. From deep in the heart of the forest where Corbat has chosen to live, the sounds of revelry stoke the fire of jealousy in his heart. He has grown as large, hairy, and unkempt as the bear that once hunted him. Letting out a primal roar, he screams, Rah! That should be me! I am the strongest in the village! Corbat kicks open the door of his ramshackle hut, fueled by hunger and rage. He grabs a makeshift bow and quiver of arrows, then sets out to the forest to hunt. With the silence of a shadow, he creeps, searching for signs. Corbat crouches next to a small pile of brown pebbles, picks one up, and crushes it, feeling its dry, grassy texture between his fingers. A deer! Looking ahead, he notices a broken pattern in the earth, the indentation of a cloven hoof. It must have gone this way! Following the tracks, he is led to a small clearing where he spots the deer dipping its nose into the cool water of a small stream. The stag lifts its snout from the water and sniffs the air, its majestic spread of horns tickling the branches above its head. Corbat takes an arrow from the quiver and places the nock against the stream. He pulls hard while pushing the bow toward the target. Gently holding his breath, his muscles strain as he takes careful aim and looses the arrow. Before it can reach its mark, a loud crash comes from the forest, startling the deer, which bolts across the creek and disappears into the brush. A large bear emerges into the clearing and glares in the direction the arrow came from, locking eyes with Corbat. The beast charges, growling and snarling. Corbat steps into the clearing and shouts out a battle cry of his own, stopping the bear in its tracks. The monster rises to its hind legs, spreading its arms and claws, revealing its full power. At that moment, instead of retreating, Corbat charges forward and hugs the bear tightly around the chest, placing his head under its chin and firmly against the throat. Glistening teeth gnash at the air as the bear struggles to find a target. Corbat reaches for his belt knife, but in his jealous rage he must have left it behind. He instead decides to pommel the beast repeatedly in the ribs with his heavy fists. Roaring in pain, the bear presses forward, trying to crush Corbat under its massive weight. Corbat quickly slips under the bear and between its feet as he lifts the animal over his shoulders and slams it hard to the ground. The winded animal scrambles to its feet and flees back into the heart of the forest. Speaking aloud to no one but himself, Corbat brags. You see, I took a bear with only my hands. That proves that I am the strongest. I will show them all. With newfound confidence, Corbat pulls the hood of his cloak over his head and stalks back in the direction of the village, in search of a more fierce prey.